Greetings, my friends. I am Dictor Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, broadcasting from Section X Studios at the center of the Earth. And this is the Pop Culture Breakdown with Overlord DVD, a rundown of the top pop culture stories and rumors of the day. Folks, we've got a super-sized show for you today, so full of news you really do need to watch to the end. I have some smoking hot rumors for you today, including the success and quick cancellation of Heart of the Jedi, multiple sightings of Gina Carano on a certain set that will make you freak out, an update on just how much trouble Star Trek is in, and an update on the status of Kathleen Kennedy's employment or lack thereof at Lucasfilm that you do not want to miss. I've been prevented from making videos the past 6 days, and I've had a lot of stuff pile up, so buckle up, gang, it gets bumpy from here. And now, here's a juicy rumor I was told about Heart of the Jedi. While I have a rumor about the employment status of Kathleen Kennedy at Lucasfilm, which I will report here in just a few minutes, it seems that regardless of her presence or lack thereof at Lucasfilm, the Lucasfilm Civil War drags on. I've received this tidbit of news from my Hollywood spies, who inform me that this story is confirmed by no less than 4 different sources thus far, and here is what they're saying. For those of you who don't know, Heart of the Jedi was a book written in 1992 that was, for some reason, slated for publication but ultimately abandoned for reasons that weren't clear. Well, somehow, this Star Wars novel, written in the Thrawn era when Star Wars was really Star Wars and not a platform for intersectional feminism and woke whiny wankers, was recently offered for sale on Amazon. And the result was spectacular. A few days ago, this Star Wars novel from 1992 was ranked at number 37 on Amazon, meaning it's a bestseller, directly behind The Thrawn Ascendancy by Timothy Zahn at number 36, although I am informed that Heart of the Jedi ranked even higher a few days before on Amazon, somewhere in the neighborhood of the top 25 bestsellers across the entire site. This is, by any metric, a fantastic success for an abandoned novel from the 90s, launched essentially as a bootleg without any kind of advertising support, advance notice, or publicity from the author. This is, to my knowledge, unprecedented and astonishing. So of course, Heart of the Jedi has been yanked off of Amazon as of yesterday, presumably for copyright violations. The thing of it is, I'm told this book was being sold at cost with no profit for the person who did the print run. So this was not an attempt at piratical profit, but rather a labor of love from a Star Wars fan who simply wanted to share this unpublished gem from the heyday of Star Wars before the dark times, before Kennedy's empire. But now this book is gone, and those fortunate enough to get a hold of copies before it got yanked are now able to sell their copies of Heart of the Jedi for exorbitant prices on eBay, as you can see. But what was this all about really? And what do my sources have to say on the matter? Well, my friends, this is what my Hollywood agents have been told, but please bear in mind, this is only a rumor and do take it with a grain of salt. Apparently, the existence of this unpublished book was brought to the attention of Jon Favreau by none other than Dave Filoni. While the actual details of how all this went down remain unclear, rumor has it that Jon Favreau, quote, pushed to get it published to show Disney it would destroy the High Republic, which it did, unquote. Damn. If this is true, well played, Favreau and Filoni. There can be no doubt, my friends, making it into the top 50 ranking on Amazon with no marketing support whatsoever, simply by word of mouth, Heart of the Jedi blew the High Republic out of the water. That is no rumor, that is a fact. While the book has indeed been removed from Amazon before its hasty departure, Heart of the Jedi, along with the Thrawn Ascendancy, were the only Star Wars books in the Amazon Top 100, with not a copy of any High Republic books in sight. Now obviously, I don't know if there's anything to this rumor, but I certainly do know this. Every book in the High Republic got publicly shit on by an unpublished Star Wars book no one had ever heard of without any marketing support whatsoever, and even after its removal, copies are going on eBay for $400 to $500 a copy. Such is the power of real Star Wars, people. A power so irresistible that even the thickest of Disney executives will have to sit up and take notice. Well played, Jon Favreau. And now, this. So what's the state of Star Trek these days? Fucked, my friends. That's the only word to describe it, according to my main Star Trek source with contacts inside Viacom, CBS. While it appears to be true, regrettably, that new seasons are being planned for STD, ST It Burns When IP card, and the hoped-for salvation of Viacom CBS, Star Trek Strange New Worlds, things behind the scenes are not what you'd call rosy. In fact, quite the opposite. Things are bad according to this source, although once again I must caution you, what I'm about to tell you is information I've been provided by sources claiming to have knowledge of the situation at Viacom CBS, but since I cannot verify this information, I must report it as rumor, and I ask you to take it with a grain of salt. According to my source, Strange New Worlds is off to a really awful start. Contrary to what you might think, given all the enthusiastic press announcements, Strange New Worlds is only getting 8 episodes. And even with that few episodes, the bright boys of Secret Hideout have already screwed it up. Apparently, Strange New Worlds sucks so badly, Akiva Goldsman is having to do rewrites on the last 4 episodes. Now at 8 episodes, that's only half as many episodes as a normal season of STD, if you could ever apply the word normal to such an abomination. And the second season will also consist of a half season's worth of episodes, so that means at this point, Kurtzman Trek will be half-assed both figuratively and literally. Why so few episodes? I'm told that Paramount Plus is having to fund the whole show out of their own pocket because the rest of the world knows just how bad Kurtzman Trek sucks, and they couldn't find anyone interested enough in this garbage to help foot the bill. And furthermore, it's probable under the circumstances that Season 4 of STD is in the same boat. My source claims, quote, more importantly with Strange New Worlds, they costed it out and amortized it assuming someone would buy it. They all left, unquote. Why is Paramount Plus funding this insult to human cognition and leading cause of mental hemorrhoids in the first place? Why go down this road littered with cow pies, low ratings, and broken promises over and over again, leading to ultimate financial ruin? It may be a contractual obligation since Kurtzman's contract and Secret Hideout's license extend for another several years. Which is really bad news for Viacom CBS, because my source tells me that Star Trek under Kurtzman and Secret Hideout is spiraling down the proverbial crapper. Evidently, they presented some Strange New Worlds materials to potential licensees, and this is what happened. Quote, Strange New Worlds is crap. It's more JJ Trek. The licensees all walked out again. They promised this would be some actual Trek. It's STD all over again. STD Season 4 is unwatchable. Picard Season 2 is a mess. All licensees have walked away again from Lower Decks and Prodigy. Word used to describe it all again is chaos. Amazon and Netflix have walked out of Strange New World meetings as well, so it's not just toys. As of right now, it's 100% Paramount Plus exclusive. Paramount thought someone would buy it once they saw it. They left. Viacom CBS is pissed, unquote. That's right, gang. Paramount Plus has been left holding the bag on Strange New Worlds with minimal merchandising going and no distribution partners to help share the fiscal load. Star Trek on TV has never been more fucked than it is now. I am informed Viacom CBS had high hopes for a return to normal Star Trek when they took Strange New Worlds away from Kurtzman and gave it to Akiva Goldsman, conveniently forgetting about how Batman and Robin clicked their heels together to pop out ice skates while wearing bat nipples on their bat suits in Batman and Rotten. According to my source, quote, "They put their faith in Goldman's Oscar. He was meant to save this," unquote. Well, if what my source is saying is true, it appears he hasn't been successful in that regard. But what about the movies, you ask? Wasn't a Star Trek movie recently announced? It was. However, my source claims it was Bad Robot that made the announcement, and like so many Star Trek project announcements in the past, it really was nothing more than a funding pitch to con investors into shoving their money into a warp core along with a firecracker. Want proof? Where's Star Trek 4? Where's Tarantino's Trek project? Where is the Section 31 series? Where is the promised Star Trek series where emo Spock's head gets shoved into a dirty Klingon toilet as a plank of wood is shoved repeatedly up his ass and he sings "I'm a little teapot" over and over again, only it comes out "I'm a little peatot" because he's dyslexic? Oh wait, that was Star Trek Discovery Season 2. Sorry, it all kind of blurs together at this point. But of this so-called Star Trek movie announcement in the press, my source states unequivocally, quote, "No movie is funded. No movie is in development. No movie has a green light. All proposed movies from Bad Robot will be rejected by Paramount because they just want these fuckers out," unquote. For more on Star Trek, we turn to our senior expert on lost causes, Harvey Cthulhu. Harvey, what do you make of all this?
Well, they say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Secret Hideout is consistently shit all over the Viacom CBS flower bed, and by now you'd think that when they see Alex Kurtzman lifting his hind leg, they'd fetch a pooper scooper instead of a camera. Because what's coming out of Kurtzman isn't going to make roses or bank accounts grow.
No, Harvey, rather the opposite. What comes out of Kurtzman is only good for killing weeds and driving away both viewers and gophers. To continue your garden metaphor.
Kurtzman, Goldsman, they've had plenty of chances, and in the course of 5 different seasons across 3 different falsely labeled series of Star Trek, they haven't been able to make one episode of even middling mediocrity. And that's kind of a remarkable achievement, Doomcock. Even a stopwatch is right twice a day, but Kurtzman Trek hasn't been right in over 4 years. My prediction for Paramount Plus, if they don't get the Secret Hideout monkeys off their back, a butt filled with bananas. Rotten, stupid, badly written bananas. Chet, back to you.
Thank you, Harvey. And now, this. My friends, this next report is a little sketchy, and normally I wouldn't mention something like this until I had more on it, but the simple fact of the matter is, no less than 5 sources today have stated that Gina Carano was sighted on the set of the Book of Boba Fett. I reported last week that Disney was in talks with Gina Carano about returning to The Mandalorian, and these sightings would seem to serve as further proof that my sources were spot on about these talks. But even more importantly, her presence on the set of the Book of Boba Fett seems to indicate that Gina is open to returning. After all, if you've decided you don't want to go back to your old job, you're probably not going to go hang out at your old offices. My sources claim that Jon Favreau has been playing 4D chess with the Kennedy camp and has been agitating behind the scenes to get Gina Carano back to play Cara Dune in The Mandalorian, Rangers of the New Republic, and every other Favreau Star Wars project as he builds his universe. In my report earlier in this video, I mentioned the rumor that Favreau was somehow behind the leak of Heart of the Jedi with the intention of proving to Disney that even obscure books with Luke Skywalker could beat the living shit out of the High Republic crap without any marketing support whatsoever. Well, along those lines, a few days ago, a poster leaked of The Mandalorian campaigning to get Gina nominated for Best Supporting Actress. Is everything unfolding now according to Jon Favreau's plan? And what does Kathleen Kennedy have to say about all this? Here's what I've been told. I have received information from 2 different sources regarding Kathleen Kennedy's fate at Lucasfilm. I've been following this story closely now for quite a while, and at last it appears that our long galactic nightmare is rapidly drawing to a close. Earlier, I reported that there has been a fog of war surrounding Kennedy, with various people claiming at various points that she is out already, others saying she's heading out, others saying she's out pending some meetings. My friends, some clarity is finally emerging from the gloom, and accounts from 2 separate independent sources are hitting some strikingly similar notes. We may at last know what is happening with Kathleen Kennedy. My first source tells me, quote, KK, from what we've been told, is on permanent vacation till October, when she will be given every award under the sun, and she will go on to do other things, unquote. And what are those other things? There's a rumor that Disney is trying to rehabilitate Kennedy by having her be the one to bring Gina Carano back. This is in accord with the rumor that Disney is courting Carano to return to the Favreau fold, but I have been told that Disney may frame Gina's return in such a way as to give Kennedy some credit for it, to soften her landing wherever that may be, smooth some feathers, and end things on a positive note. Personally, I find it very hard to believe this. It seems to be a real stretch that Disney thinks fans would buy Kennedy's rehabilitation, but then again, Disney does some really weird shit these days, so one never knows. File this one under wait and see and break out the salt shakers, but another source is claiming more or less the same thing when it comes to Kennedy's employment. This source tells me, quote, I have news. Kennedy still has an office, but she knows she's done, and she's kind of checked out. Right now, she's trying to secure a new job as she now realizes her name has become toxic to investors and fans, unquote. Rumor has it part of her deal is while Kennedy will be out as head of Lucasfilm and will have nothing to do with Star Wars moving forward, she will still be producing Indiana Jones 5, after which time she will move on to greener pastures. So my personal guess is, if she can make Indy 5 a success, or even just avoid having it stink, it may well help her find a better position elsewhere, which is perfectly fine with this evil overlord. I just want to save Star Wars, folks. If Kennedy can find some other position making woke movies dripping with intersectional feminism, well, good on her. I won't go see them, but hey, whatever floats your boat, right? So let's hope that these sources are correct in their assessment and that Kennedy is relocating to a different galaxy, though hopefully one even more far, far away than the one she fucked up. And that concludes this installment of Pop Culture Breakdown with Overlord DVD. From Section X Studios at the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry. Ha 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 ha